Lagging, so that's good. Hello? Yeah, we're already lagging. This is not a good sign that we're already lagging. Hopefully we catch up a little bit and so I'm not lagging the whole time. I wanted to go live and hang out tonight because I've got so much to do. I'm moving and I just don't have time to film 7 videos. So I thought, hey, we'll go on live for an hour or so, maybe a few times this week, and then I can focus on doing packing and everything. Hello, Anna, how are you? We're delayed. What I'm watching here, I just watched myself wipe my face and say we're delayed. We're delayed. I'm hoping that it catches up here. The weather is freaking awful in Houston, and so I think that the internet's just bugging. Mr. Kitty, hey, baby. Did you guys see what's up? It's like all packed up. It's like all dusty and packed up. I have to like dust this. There's so much dust. Can you see the line? Yeah, you can see the line. There's so much dust. How's everyone doing? Hi, Nicole. I do have some things I need to vent about when more people start getting in here. If you're here and you're watching, give the stream a thumbs up, and that helps us like push out the stream to other people and let other people know that we're here and live, because we all know that YouTube sucks at delivering notifications for stuff. Hey, Mr. Katie. Mr. Kitty Mama's drinks here, so don't knock it over. Okay, baby. Hello, Charlotte. Hi, Anna. Hi, Nicole. So we're here. Hi, Xtina. I've got a lot to talk about. I've got a lot of things I'm frustrated about. I just want to vent. I have a lot of things I want to vent about. We've only been live for 2 minutes. Like, let's let people get in here and then we'll start talking about it, because here's what happens, right? Is we start talking about it right away. And then if we do that, then people start slowly coming in and they're like, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? And then it's like I have to say it all over again 15 times. And so I just want to wait a few minutes and then we'll start talking about it. I have a runny nose, you guys. That's one of the things I want to vent about, is the fact that I have a runny nose. That is not okay. I have been sick for 2 weeks and I'm not sick anymore. Like, I'm not going to like say that I'm sick, because like ow, Mr. Kitty, you're digging your little claws into my leg. Because I'm doing what I need to do. I'm getting work done. I'm like having to function or whatever. But I've had a runny nose and a cough now for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of this bullshit. And what it's just like so annoying. Daniel, hello. Winter has arrived, girl. You're so right. And I'm just like, I'm so over the runny nose. Okay, I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, you guys. And I have a lot of things I want to vent about in this live stream, and some of them are just like first world problems, and some of them are things I think are really like an issue, a really big issue. Let's start off with the lighthearted rants, okay? The lighthearted venting, okay? Let's start off with the light stuff, and then we'll get into some heavier shit, because I just so it's Monday. And if you guys follow my channel, you follow me, and like you keep up with like what I do, not just like the videos I post, but you like actually keep up with me, you'll know that I work my regular job Thursday through Sunday, and I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off to film my 7 videos for the week, edit, and just like have like life, right? And so um, it's Monday, which means I just got finished working a really busy work week, okay? And then like, I mean, it's always a busy work week. We're one of the busiest. The restaurant that I work at is one of the busiest brunch spots in the city, meaning that we are fully booked every single Saturday and Sunday morning. And it's just super, super busy. Hi, Alan. How are you? So we're really like busy. Okay. Um, it's hectic. People are so fucking weird about their eggs and like their breakfast food. It's ridiculous. I'll never understand why people are so weird about what they eat for breakfast. It's so annoying. Um, so anyway, that's not really what the rant is about. But anyway, so on Mondays, a lot of times I will sleep in. Okay, I'll sleep in a little bit later because like coming off working really long hours on Saturday and Sunday. When I get a chance to sleep on Monday, I sleep in. It's just my routine. I do it every week. And I slept this morning. I woke up at about 9:50 in the morning, which is not sleeping in for me, by the way. And I was like, okay, well, I got up, I peed. I was like, okay, fuck this shit. I'm going back to bed. I don't know why I'm up this early. I will refuse to wake up this early on my first day off. I'm tired. I'm going back to bed. Okay. It was gloomy, raining outside. I was like, you know what? No, this seems like the perfect recipe for me to sleep in. I'm going to sleep in. I got a lot of shit to do today, but I'm about to sleep in. So I fall back into a slumber, and bitch, my ass wakes up again at 2 p.m. I woke up at 2 p.m. 2 p.m., which is totally not okay. When I say when I want to sleep a little bit more, I meant till like 11:30 or 12. I didn't mean till 2 p.m. So I wake up at 2 p.m. and I'm like, oh God, okay, well here we go, whatever. Like it's honestly okay. It's not like I didn't have like a time schedule for anything specifically today. I just had some stuff I needed to get done, but there was no specific time frame for it. I'll just stay up a little bit later and get it. I won't eat my edible till later in the night, whatever. I'll get it done later. So then I'm like, okay, it's rainy, it's groggy. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when it's rainy and like cold and all this stuff, all I want to do is sit on my couch and like watch movies. I don't want to get out of the house. I don't wanna, like, I don't wanna, like, do the most, when I hear the rain, I hear, like, the sound of the cars driving on the wet road and, like, all of that stuff. Hi, Linda, how are you? I just wanna chill. It's just calming. I just wanna chill, right? So, hey, Ruben, how are you? Hi, babe. So I'm chilling, right? So I'm just like, okay, I'm chilling. And then I look over and by the time it's like 5:30, and it's already fucking dark again. So I was up today for 3 hours during the daylight. 3 hours of daylight. And then when the sun sets, I additionally am like, okay, the sun's setting, it's nighttime, we're done. Like the day's done. Like the day's done. Like the sun's gone. There's no more day. So we're just like, you're done. Time to start winding down. So by the time I got like up, ate something, checked on my little town on my iPhone game, watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County I've been catching up on, and all this stuff. And I'm like, now it is 5:30, and I look over and the sun's setting. And I just think that is absolutely ridiculous. And I think that there should be something done about this. Which I know is ridiculous, but this is ridiculous because now it's only here in Houston, it is only 7:30 p.m., okay? And it's pitch black outside, which I think is a problem. And their cars are still driving on the wet road, which makes me not wanna do anything. But I've gotta pack up my bedroom. I've gotta pack up the rest of the beauty room. I've gotta pack up the rest of the kitchen. Every time I turn around, I'm like, "Oh, shit, I gotta pack everything's gotta get packed up." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, the day's over, it's dark outside, I can't do it now, the day's over." And it's like, "But you can't because it's time to, like, do stuff, I gotta get stuff done, but the day's over because the sun's down." That's what that tells me. I really don't like it. Yes, Ruben, it's, like, pitch black outside, and then I'm like, "Oh, I should go to the gym and get shit done," and I'm like, it just I need and this is the first part of my rant, okay, for the evening. But I need daylight savings to not be a thing. We don't need to save the daylight. What is the point of saving daylight? Is there like an actual point to it? Because I feel like it's literally just a tool to make us lazy and like we're like in hibernation mode. Because I feel like I'm in fucking hibernation mode right now, but I don't have time to be in hibernation because your girl's got to pack, your girl's got to film videos, I got to edit, I got to go to the gym, I got to have a social life, I got to do all this stuff. And I don't have time for it all because it's dark outside and dark means the day is over. And my brain is like, it's time to eat an edible and go to sleep. But I just slept till 2 p.m. and I only had 3 hours of sunlight. And even it wasn't even sunny. It was just like cloudy and rainy all day. There was no sun. So I am struggling to get what I need to get done because I'm like I like okay, so here's the thing, Daniel. I actually like the cold weather. Like, Houston is always hot as balls, like, hotter than a jalapeño's coochie, okay? It's disgusting. I don't like the sweating. I don't like the humidity, whatever. My favorite thing here in Houston is when it gets to, like, 59 degrees, 50s, 60s. That's cold for us here, and, like, the 40s at night and stuff, and I love that when it gets to that temperature. I live for it. I think it feels great outside. I can when it's not raining, I can do more with my hair. I can straighten my hair and it looks better. All this it's better. Okay. I'm thick girl. I'm always hot. I'm like chronically like hot. And so when it's cold, I feel great, right? However, I think that just because it is cold doesn't mean we need to lose the sunlight. My in a dream world, we would have no daylight savings time ever for me. Okay? Yes, a jalapenos coochie, okay? And it's been great. The weather, I mean, honestly, and the rain and like honestly, it's just I'm complaining because it's just I realize this is like such an annoying complaint. And some of you guys are gonna be like, girl, she is just literally being extra. And the truth is, yes, I know that I'm being extra. I know I'm being spoiled. I'm just complaining because I love this weather. I like the rain. I like the cold, whatever. I ain't got time for that shit right now, okay? Because this rain, this cold, this stuff signals me to be in hibernation mode and drink hot cocoa and watch movies and do all this stuff and just fucking chill. And this weather is my cue to chill, okay? But then when like I don't have time to chill right now, basically. Put it that way. I ain't got time to chill right now, okay? I gotta go to Home Depot. I gotta get more boxes. I only got 4 more boxes. I'm gonna need about 20 more boxes to pack up all this shit. I need um I I need I need to not be in this funk. I need this kind of shit to not put me in this kind of a funk. And and I'm not succeeding at that basically. So I'm like not doing well. Okay. Shayla, how are you? Hotter than a witch's titty in a brass bra. Like, period. Okay. Period. 60 in Mesa at 6:30 p.m. See, we don't have four seasons here in Houston, okay? We have this the weather in Texas is so unpredictable, okay? It could be literally like first of all, if it gets below in the 40s here, they start canceling school. God forbid it get into the 30s in Houston. School's canceled. Everyone's telling you not to go anywhere. Everyone's telling you to bunker down. There's a storm coming. We're gonna like, it's gonna snow and the snow's like little flickers and stuff. God forbid we get into the 30s. But most of the time it's just hot and humid and gross. Love you, Linda. Thank you so much for coming. Um, and the rest, I mean, like, we'll get like a little bit of like cold weather. We'll get like a little, like, there's really like only like maybe a month or two will be in the 70s. And then it's really sporadic. Sometimes it still gets into the 90s. Like last month was like our month of, but I don't know. It was like starting to get to be good weather, but it was still in the 90s some days, but then in the 70s other days. And our weather goes like so like insane, like literally like it'll be 60 something degrees today, like it was. I think it was in the like high 50s today. And then like tomorrow it'll be 85 degrees. And it just jumps all over the place. And so we don't have any seasons. Like everything's still green outside. Yeah, and I don't know, just, like, the weather's getting on my nerves. I love the weather. I love this weather. This weather makes me wanna call up, a little boo thing and just, like, watch movies and chill. That's what it makes me wanna do, okay? I don't have time for that, and that's, like, really what I'm struggling with is, like, I do not have time for that. Bitch, you are moving in 7 days, almost 6 days. Bitch, you need to get your shit together because you need to like, you're gonna start working at, on Thursday, and then you move on Monday. You work Thursday through Sunday, then you move on Monday. So you have 2 more days to pack up all this shit before you gotta go, base essentially. Because this weekend or this work week, I'm gonna be basically the goal is to be like living like I'm living out of a hotel and like just have everything ready to go except for what I need for work, which is just my uniform, and I'll keep like some shit like to wear around the house or whatever out. But like all my clothes, except for like workout clothes and like work clothes, are packed up already, right? But I have so much stuff to do. I still have so much left to do, and I'm stressed. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. Yeah, it's insane. The weather and I think that's it affects like I think it's making me sick is the weather just like constantly changing. Like like the drainage situation here is like literally the worst. Um oh, I'm sorry, I'm catching up. So let's see. American Princess says there are about 2,600 customers that are reportedly without power at about 5:30. Yeah. So around 5:30, I know why that is. I know why that is. At around 5:30, there was just like it only lasted for like 30 minutes, but there was like a pretty big storm that hit around uh yeah, like there was like a pretty big storm like right around 5:30. But it only lasted like 30 minutes. Like we're so used to the rain here in Houston that it's like we're used to like when it rains like hard like that, we're used to it like flooding for like a couple hours and like it going down. Like that storm was really nothing compared to like what we're used to. But the power goes out for any like it doesn't surprise me the power went out basically. Because the power like the grid here in Texas just sucks, and so people lose power just for anything, and then, like, it just doesn't surprise me, basically. It's so crazy when one place yeah, it is. Charlotte, I'm pretty sure the outage was due to the rain. I'm pretty sure, but, I mean, it's done now. Ruben says, "Shelby, you want to get some of your viewers to help you that live close by, or better yet, not because they went into years." Yeah, no, I did hire movers, so it's gonna be like an extra $300 or whatever to get moved. But I live alone. I don't have any family here in Houston, whatever. So and I have friends and stuff, but I am not that person who's gonna like ask my friends, like burden my friends, like to help me move shit and that's going to be like annoying and difficult. Like, let's just get professionals. Let's just get professionals. I'm charging it to one of my credit cards. I'll pay it off over time, and I'm just going to do it that way because, like, it. No, 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 no. I'm not lifting my couch with anybody, and that when you moving and having to move heavy things with people down flights of stairs, doing all that shit starts arguments. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm just hiring movers. But Zach did say that he was gonna come over, next Monday night when I got moved in, like, after the movers moved everything, and he's gonna help me unpack. So, he's gonna help me unpack, but I'm not soliciting anybody's help to pack up like, to get the shit over there, except for the movers, I'm gonna hire people. Uh, Shayla says, "Write a list of everything that you need to do, and beside each thing, write estimated length of time it gives you." Yeah, yeah, make yourself a schedule. Yeah, I know. I have like a little schedule that it's in my head, but it's just a lot, and it really I'm getting in my own way. Like And if you have ADHD, then you'll like understand where I'm coming from. So I have ADHD and I don't take any medication for it. I just smoke weed, right? And that helps me focus on things. It helps my anxiety to get at bay, whatever. And so that's just kind of like how I manage stuff. Um, but my ADHD, like it does like inhibit me sometimes. And when I'm like when it's like a normal like life day and I don't have a whole lot of extra shit going on, like I'm not moving, like I'm just like living. Hi Cartini, how are you? Um, then I have like a schedule that I follow and I have things I can do that help me with those with my ADHD, things that would like I have things that help me get over those hurdles, right? Um, but I am thrown for a loop right now. So I need to you're right, Shayla, I need to kick it into a different gear and get organized and make myself a list and stuff that like I'll have something tangible I can look at and cross off things because like I can't let the sun the sun get in my way from something that has nothing to do with the sun. Like I don't need to be outside right now. I'm packing inside. I have electricity and stuff. So there's nothing to do with it. It's a mental thing. It's up here. And I just hate that seasonal bullshit that happens. Like I'm honestly annoyed I slept till 2 p.m. I should have just woken up when I had to get up this morning to go pee. I should have just been like, okay, it's 10 o'clock basically. Let me wake up. So yeah. That is like the most annoying thing that I'm dealing with today. I'm just really I just need to come on and vent. I wanted to come on. I filmed 2 videos today. I filmed one video about Jeffree Star, and then I filmed one video that's just like what is this? Oh, it's not good for cats. There's like a little silica packet in this chair, and silica is not good for cats. Throw that away. Um so what was I saying? Oh, I filmed one video that's kind of like a goodbye to like this apartment kind of a thing. Like it'll be the last video that I've ever posted in this apartment. Hey, baby. Mommy loves you. You can come and say hi to your fans, baby. Yes, I use a reward system too. Like my reward most of the time when I'm get done with everything on my to-do list on a normal like week is I'll eat my edible and then I'll just like fucking chill. And that's like my reward for like a hard day's work. Mr. Kitty. Hi Courtney, how are you? Sorry, we're gonna like adjust so Mr. Kitty can chill. The cat and the thing also is the ow, ow. Mr. Kitty. Okay, he's like kneading the dough in my inner thigh and it hurt. Um, so, hi, Courtney. Thank you for coming in. Cartini, did I say hi to you already? Hi, Cartini. Um, ow, Mr. Kitty. Oh my God. Ow. That is not fun what you're doing. Do y'all hear him purring? Because the mic is in the laptop, so you guys actually might be able to hear him. But also, so I was saying, the cats also are like very much like uh like they know about this weather too, and they know how this weather affects me. And so they're like, oh, it's time. It was a cuddle day today. And so the cats were just like wanting to like cuddle today. It's like Mr. Kitty, like Miss Kitty, she's always like right next to me. Like all whenever I'm watching TV or whenever I'm working, whenever I'm doing basically anything, Miss Kitty isn't on me because she's not like a lab cat, but she's like next to me, right? But Mr. Kitty, he mainly comes out, I guess, at night, but I guess it's like been dark all fucking day. So that's why he's like out and about. Mr. Kitty, he will only really want to come out when it gets dark or if it's like cold and like raining, he wants to cuddle. Mr. Kitty, don't bite that. You know you're not supposed to bite that. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Mr. Kitty, I feel like you're going to fall doing that, baby. I feel like that's not safe for kitties, what you're doing. Mr. Kitty. Mr. Kitty. Oh my God. He's doing really weird stuff right now. I don't know what's happening. What are you doing? Do you want to say hi to you? Mr. Kitty, say hi to your fans over here, baby. They want to look at you, baby. Oh, baby. Look at your fans. Oh, Mr. Kitty. Everyone say hi to Mr. Kitty. He's clearly wanting some attention right now. Hello. Hello. This tail. You know, it was so funny. Earlier today, I was this is happening right now with the tail like oh no, Cartini, what did you like? I've had that happen before when you're like super sick and you're like it's coming out like both ends. You're like, well, where do I go? Oh my God, that's like the worst. Oh my God. So what did you do? Did you like throw open the bathtub? That would like might be my first instinct, or like the trash can in the bathroom. Because I'm not gonna like if I'm using the bathroom, I'm not gonna stop and turn around while there's like poop in the toilet. Oh, you were in a cafe? Oh no. Oh my God, Cartini. Everyone just needs to send some like love to Cartini because that is like we've all been in a situation like that and it's the worst. It's the worst. There's nothing worse than having to throw up while you're using the bathroom. There's literally I literally don't think there's a single thing worse than that on the planet. That is so bad. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, she puked in toilet paper. Oh my God, that sucks. Oh my God. And you didn't even call into work? Wow, that's good. Hi, J-Lo. How are you? Yeah, I would have grabbed the trash can. For sure. But yeah, Mr. Kitty, he's been like super cuddle mode because he's like, oh, this is what we do when the weather's like this. We just cuddle all day. Bye, Shayla. Thank you so much. And so I've been like, no, Mr. Kitty, we're not doing that today. But then like I can't resist him when he comes to sit on my lap and he's like, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I can't like tell him to fuck off. I can't do that. He's my kitty. So it's just been a recipe for a lazy disaster today. And I'm thinking, should I get up and go to the gym? I think that for the next couple days, I usually go to the gym at night, but I think I'm gonna go to the gym early. I think I'm gonna go to the gym early tomorrow and the next day. That way I can be up and out of the house and it'll help me get excuse me, my schedule going and my day moving. Normally I use the gym as a thing at the end of the day when I'm done with everything to go, and then I'm like can unwind and relax after. But I really think that I'm going to do it as like a start to my day for the next couple days, especially if it's rainy outside. That'll get me out and moving. So, yep, that's really the main thing I wanted to vent about. I have some other things I want to vent about too. I want to vent about a little bit about Twitter. I want to vent a little bit about Jeffree Star, Mr. Kit, and Shane Dawson. But I have a video coming on that too, so I don't really know how much I need to vent about that in the live stream, or if you're going to hear it in the video anyway. Mr. Kitty. Mr. Kitty. Well, the thing with Twitter is it's like falling apart because fucking Elon Musk. Elon Musk is ruining and then he's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like the most unprofessional thing for I'm dripping. I'm sorry. This is so gross. I'm sorry. I feel like it's the most unprofessional thing for now like the owner of like a big social media app just be clapping back at people's valid criticism and issues with the changes that he's making. I feel like it's just super unprofessional, and it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. And then there's like so many different sides to, like, if Twitter is, like, good with Elon running it or, like, it's bad, the changes that he's making, and then he, like, fired a bunch of people for, like, no reason, and then, like, they wanted to hire a bunch of people back, but it's just because they fired so many people, they, like, knew, like, how to do certain things, now other people don't know how to do it, so they need those people back, but then there's, like, text messages, like, being leaked saying that, like, the people are gonna hire them back just to fire them again once everything is transitioned, and it's just, like, really I just think the app is dying, and I think its days are numbered, and I think that's really sad because I go to Twitter to find out a lot of tea. I go to Twitter to find out, like, a lot of information and stuff, and I it's gonna get harder and harder and harder when things are just, like, fucked up. You don't think anyone that works on Twitter should have Twitter? See, Twitter was, like, such an interesting thing because it was a way it's like a news source, but also, like, a way for you to, like, connect with people on, like, a different level. It was such an interesting form of social media. And I don't know, I mean, I don't necessarily I mean, I think that having or being a part of the app that you help run, I think is kinda useful in some ways because you can provide insight as somebody who uses the app and everything, but he fired a pregnant manager, she left accusing, yes, see you in court. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't, like I mean, just because 'cause you're pregnant doesn't mean you can't be fired for something, but it's why she got fired, you know? It's like, just because 'cause you're pregnant doesn't, like, prevent you from getting, like so I when I was managing restaurants a long time ago, I had this girl that worked for me. She was like a to-go girl or something, I forgot. And, it was a long time ago, and she was pregnant, and, like, after she got pregnant, she just started, like, really, really, really cutting up at work. Like, really, really cutting up, just not being late all the time and just being super lazy and just, like, doing stuff she knows she's not supposed to be doing that, have nothing to do with her being pregnant. And, um, she like, I heard because one of her coworkers told me that she, said that no one can fire her because she's pregnant, so she can do whatever she wants. And I was like, "Okay, well, that's not really like, that's not true. You can still get fired even though you're pregnant if you are messing up." Now, you can't there's certain reasons why they can't fire you, but, like, they can't fire you because you're pregnant, and nobody should ever want to do that. But also, like, just because 'cause you're pregnant doesn't mean you're, like, exempt from being let go if you're, like, breaking company policy. This girl was like I mean, like, she was just breaking a bunch of rules. It was a long time ago, but yeah. "Mr. Kitty, don't do the toe thing." Yeah, she was just like she said, like, "Oh, they can't fire me because 'cause I'm pregnant," and this girl was, like, young, and she, like, didn't know what she was talking about, obviously. Um, but, I remember that. That was a sticky situation because it was like, "No, you can't just do whatever you want just because 'cause you're pregnant. You have to still have to follow your company's policies, you still have to be on time to work, you still have to do all this stuff. You can't just, like, do whatever you want," you know? And then she would, like so here's the thing also, is, like, she would, like, call into work because she had a doctor's appointment, and it's like, you have to go to the doctor. I get it. You're pregnant, you gotta go to the doctor, whatever. Bill is made a week in advance. There's no reason for you to call in an hour before your shift because you have a doctor's appointment and you can't make it to work when you've had your schedule for a week. Like, you should have planned your doctor's appointment around your work schedule or told the person who makes the schedule to not schedule you during that time you're not available to work so you can have that shift covered. There's no reason you should leave your job in a bind at the last minute for something that you have planned, you just didn't tell anybody about. Because I mean, it's not like she's like calling like, it's not like the doctor's calling her an hour before unless it's an emergency, and this wasn't. That she's like, an hour before the doctor's like, yeah, come in for like your checkup. No, like that was planned in advance, like you can't just like do that or whatever. She was high up in management and is pissed. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand why she's pissed. Is I feel like they fired people for, like, a lot of, like, stupid reasons there. And then also, I heard that, like well, this is just bad business, and I think that Elon's kind of changing some things that might have been bad business practices, but that, the employees are pissed about too. Apparently, there was a $400 per day, per employee food budget or something. $400 per day per employee for food, which is outrageously expensive and outrageously over budget, I'm sure. And there's a plethora of ways they could reduce that budget. And I heard that a lot of Twitter employees are pissed about that too. But I think that that's just like people just being like stupid. I feel like that in particular, it's just finding a way to be more profitable. Yeah, Texas is an at will state too. Which I've always like, even though I managed restaurants for a long time, I never was somebody who just like was for like firing somebody just because, right? And uh most of the time I reference managing, I reference Chili's. That's the place I managed for the longest time. And they're like headquarters are in Texas, so they have like they're like very like much pro at will stuff, situations. Although they're very corporate too, so they want you to have like 3 write-ups and all that stuff. But when it comes down to it on the inside, you know what I mean? Because they'll say like certain things on their handbooks and shit, but then like on the inside, like what all the upper managers and stuff talk about, they like say it's at will state. But then I also was a GM for a mod pizza, and their headquarters are in Seattle, and it was a completely different thing. Like even though I worked in Texas and not Washington, I got like a paid break every day and all this stuff because their headquarters were in Washington, and I was a manager, I was a salaried manager, and I got a break. That's unheard of in the restaurant industry. For a salaried manager to get a break at all, for even an hourly employee, like a server to get a break, a paid break is literally unheard of, like in the restaurant industry. And so in Texas at least. And so it was really interesting working at Mod Pizza, and then them literally being like, "No, you have to take a break. Like, you can't not take a break." Like, if there was, like, a lot of work I had to do, they'd be like, "No, Shelby, you need to take a break." I'm like, "Well, I don't need to take a break, but you have to take a break." But yeah, Texas is at will. And, yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty easy to get unemployment here in Texas. Although, I actually this is, like, kind of like um, an annoying thing that I'm just, like, putting off, and I guess it just means I won't get a tax return for a little while, until it's paid off. The unemployment people here in Texas, they're saying that I owe them a lot of money because during COVID, when we weren't working as servers or, like, when we went back, to work part-time because um, we were, like, essential workers, whatever, during COVID, like, when everybody was locked down still, and, like, nobody was going like, all the restaurants were open for dine-in or whatever. When they started opening back up to, like, 20% capacity, we were told we can go back to work on a part-time basis and still get, part-time unemployment money. So, like, some of our money came from unemployment, some of our money came from, like, working still. And that was, like, the law, like, we could get part-time unemployment money still. So I was, getting that, I was still applying, getting all my part-time and unemployment, and still making, like, the part-time money from the restaurant, and now they're saying that I shouldn't have ever gotten any part-time unemployment and that I owe them, like, 7 grand. And I'm like, that is bullshit, like, I don't understand how I owe you 7 grand, like, that's" and so basically, um they're just gonna take it out of my tax return until it's paid off, I think, because 'cause I'm not paying them any other way. I work in the unions as we are I work in the unions, are we and we are starting to unionize the hospitality restaurants. We have passed legislation in New Zealand to let all workers in the industry to bargain for wages or better work conditions. Yeah, it's honestly, it's a it's a rough industry, you guys. I really like one day when I'm living off of my YouTube money and I don't need to work at a regular restaurant or like a regular job to make my living. Um, I'm gonna talk more about like the restaurant stuff. I talk about it on my channel, but I don't go super into depth about it because I just don't want it to impact my job that I have now. I don't want like things that I say to get you know passed on to like people like the owner of the restaurant, whatever, and they're really cool with me. They know that I do YouTube and all that stuff, but I just don't want it to like be a reason I get in trouble at work, you know? Charlotte says, "Fight it, Shelby. Are you sure it's correct?" It's not correct. I don't think it's correct. To the best of my knowledge and ability, and I'm a server, so it's hard to do this, by the way. I claimed my wages correctly to the very best of my ability because I make tips. I don't have a set wage. I did the best that I could to tell them what I was making. And a lot of times I think I overestimated telling them what I was making. I mean, I did the best that I could. I didn't just straight up cheat the system, you know? But they're saying that I owe them like 7 grand now. So yeah, I would love to talk more about like how it honestly is bullshit. Like we work for $2, we work for like $2 an hour is what they pay you to work. And restaurants, and this is just every restaurant I've ever worked at. They want the people that make $2 an hour, they want them to deep clean shit. They want you to do all this work before and after your shift ends, cleaning and doing all this stuff, but they're paying you $2 an hour to do that. During the shift when you're making your tips, like yeah, Cartini, I make $2.13 an hour and then plus tips, which is why it's so crucial that you tip your server 20% of your bill because their wage is only $2 an hour. So if so on okay, so I'll put it this way. On I can actually look it up without revealing oh my god, why is his name popping up here? Jesus Christ. Okay. Um Oh, hi Moral the Story. How are you? Um So I'll just like put it an example here for you. So, okay, let me see something real quick. Um, okay. So on average, per hour, like with my tips included, I make an average. This varies, whatever. Um, I make an average of like $35 an hour after tips and thing. But the employer is only paying me $2 an hour, $2.13 an hour. So like I think that most servers they just kind of write it off because they're like, okay, let me let me just like say fuck it because I'm making this during the shift. So if I need to come in an hour early to clean or an hour early after we leave, to clean up or whatever, that's fine. But it becomes an issue when owners of restaurants and stuff, and I'm not speaking to any one restaurant in particular, when they want you to like deep clean or come in on your day off to do stuff like that. And what they'll say is they'll say clock in as training. And in Texas, that means $7.25 an hour to do all the stuff. But what happens is that because you make such a lower hourly wage when you're most of your hours that you work when you're waiting tables, when you clock in for like 3 hours or so to maybe do a deep cleaning on your day off if they want you to come in or some stupid meeting or whatever, then your taxes you have to pay end up eating all of that money that you made from that hourly wage. So you don't see that anyway, and your taxes just eat it up. So it becomes like just really stupid. And I don't know, there's so many things I could like complain about the restaurant industry. fighting for a minimum of $23.65 for hospitality workers. Do y'all get tipped too? Or are there tips? Are there 20% tips too? Yeah, the tips are great when it's good, and that's why you have to like find like a good restaurant to put yourself in so that you know that you're gonna make a an acceptable livable wage for yourself working at them. But it is very, very like hit or miss. Like I guarantee like the people that are working tonight at the restaurant that I work at, they're not making any money tonight when it's cold and rainy like this and it's Monday. Ain't nobody coming in there. So you're gonna they might make like $100 if that, you know. So not really anything. But then like on a good day, you might make $400 or $500. You know. Yeah, tipping is like so important. I literally will always fight for people to tip appropriately if it like for what the place that they're in, the tipping culture is. And so many people, like you'd be surprised, you guys. There is yesterday. Okay, now I'm about to start ranting. Now I'm gonna really start ranting. Okay. This wasn't really something I was gonna rant about in this video, but I'm going to. So yesterday, or was it Saturday? No, it was Saturday. It was Saturday. So Saturday, I worked brunch shift. I worked a double on Saturday. So I almost always work doubles on Saturdays. So I'll work from 9 a.m. till probably like maybe 11 p.m. And I'll work straight through with no break. And I'll just, I just work straight through. I make pretty good money when I do that, whatever. Part of me working straight through is being something what's called at the restaurant that I work at a brunch closer. So it's basically like towards the end of the shift, they'll cut down to like maybe 3 servers or so for the last like hour and a half, 2 hours, and only us will be taking the tables. And I'm almost always one of those people. During that time, if I get a lot of tables, whatever, I could make a lot of money in those 2 hours because there's not as many servers and all that stuff, right? Um, but on the other hand, the people that come in during that time of the day, just based on trends that I've noticed, are people that I don't really even know how to put it, but they just don't eat out a lot, I guess, or maybe I don't really even know how to put it, right? But they don't tip very well, um, and it is really really annoying. So I was taking care of a table of 2, and they were sitting at like little table inside the restaurant, and everything was going great. They ordered a couple cocktails each, and and they got their food and everything. They said everything was lovely. So towards the end of their experience, it was time for us to have our pre-shift meeting before the dinner shift. So I was like, okay. I went over there. I asked them how everything was going, and they said, "Oh, everything's great." And I said, "Okay, perfect. Looks like noticed you guys have stopped eating. Can I bring you guys some to-go boxes or whatever?" "Yeah, we'll take a couple boxes in the check." "Okay, cool." I bring a couple boxes in the check. I get their card. I run it. I set the card back down for them to sign. I said, "Here you go. Thank you guys so much. I'll have a great day. Thank you very much. Whatever." Right. And they still had like kind of a full drink left, right? So I said, "By the way, if you need anything else, we're gonna be in a quick pre-shift meeting for our dinner shift. I'll be about maybe 5 to 7 minutes. If you need anything else, I'll be back after that." Because they were done eating, they're paid out, they just had a drink left, right? "Oh yeah, it's totally fine. It's great. Yeah, no, go ahead. We're good. We're good. Don't worry about us. We're good." Great. Sounds good. I go to my little meeting. I come back. They've left the table. Their bill was $189, and they left an $11 tip, which is less than 10%. So if I tip out 6% of that to, let's find out. Actually, let's do the actual math, right? So our tip out is like 5.5%, but let's just say it's 6%, right? So if your bill is $189 and I have to tip out 6% of that, to food runner, bartender, bus, or whatever, I have to tip out on $189. I have to tip out $11.34 to other people in the restaurants. That's just how the system works here in Texas. Part of it goes to the food runner, part of it goes to the barista, part of it goes to the busser, part of it goes to the bartender. $11.34. If they left me $11 on $189, I, Shelby, just paid 34 cents to take care of the table. I paid to take care of the table. So I brought them all their stuff. I brought them their food. I brought them their drinks. I took care of them. I checked on them. I got their food boxed up. I did everything. Everything was perfect. They had a great time. But I, Shelby, ended up paying the restaurant to take care of them when they should be paying me for my service. And that is ridiculous. And you say, oh, it's 34 cents, Shelby. It doesn't matter what the amount of money is. I'm there to make money, not pay the restaurant to take care of the customer. And that's why tipping a percentage of your bill is so crucial. You need to be tipping 20%. If you're in America, you need to be tipping 20% on your bill. Because you have to take into account, and if you can't afford to pay 20% of your bill, then you shouldn't order that much or you shouldn't go out to eat. Period. I don't want to hear, well, they tipped what they could afford. No, stay home or go someplace else where you can tip 20% on the bill that you have. If you can only afford to go to Applebee's and tip 20% on your Applebee's check, then that's cool. Then stay your ass away from nicer restaurants that have higher end items because you can't afford to tip on them. Don't play with the big dogs if you can't afford to tip like the big dogs do. And that's just period, end of story. And I don't even feel bad about that. So thank God the job that I work at is very cool, and it's not our first rodeo dealing with people like that. So I just went up to my manager and I was like, hey, can you help me out with this one? Can you write this out of my sales so I don't have to tip out on this? So the manager ended up taking $189 off of my tip out total sales so that I wouldn't have to tip out on that bill. But that means at that point that money is being taken out of the busser, the barista, the bartender, and the food runner's pocket because they're not getting that tip out money anymore from that sales. So someone's getting screwed. Just but everybody else doesn't really see it as much because, it's like a little bit from each check. But anyway, that was a big thing. Y'all have stopped commenting. You're like, she's just ranting about tipping at this point. I could rant about tipping all fucking day and why they should tip and when people don't tip, or the stupid fucking stances people take on tipping to stand up to the system or whatever the fuck it is. And it's so stupid and ridiculous. Like some people, I've literally, and I have to stop myself from doing this because it's not healthy. But I'll be on Facebook and I'll see posts under the life of a server group or just different groups and stuff. And there'll be people that I don't even know how they see these posts because you could tell they don't work in the restaurant industry. And they're just commenting on how it's not their job to have to tip and the restaurant should pay their employees a livable wage and all this stuff. And you know what? You're fucking right. But you know what's not going to change by you not tipping your server? Any of that you just said. You're not going to change the way the system works with you stiffing your server. You're not going to change the way America does their tipping system at restaurants and that system, right? Because the way that America works is that they want to pay people as little as possible to get jobs done and just expect people to pay the tips to supplement it. Okay? And you're not going to change the way things have been done here for decades, dare I say centuries, just because you because you want to stand up to the man. No, you're just screwing your server. You're not making any change. Yeah, 20% at least. And you know what? I'm normally a 25% kind of girl. Sometimes more if it's really great service. But if I'm, like, pissed off at the service, that's when I'll tip, like, 20% on the penny. Like, if I'm annoyed, if I'm mad, then I will tip 20% to the penny. And that's, like, me thinking that I'm doing something, but I'm really not because they're just like, "Oh, I got 20%." But for me, I'm like I'm like, "Fuck you." Um, yeah, it's just bullshit. And I'll read these things and people are like, "This company should be paying them. It's not my job to pay the server." You know what? It's not. But then you should not go out to eat because that's just like I mean, I don't know. It's just not worth it. It's like you're not making the stand that you think you're making because no one you're not gonna change anything like that. I'm sorry, you're just not. You're just not. Because here's the thing, if these people got what they wanted to where they didn't that we made a wage that was, like, livable for us, so, like, maybe, like, in New Zealand, 23.65, right? If we made that per hour, then you know how much food and drinks would cost at the restaurants? They would jump up. Food and drink items would jump up at least 5 or $6 for each item. All of a sudden, at Applebee's or Chili's, you're gonna be paying, like, $17 for a side because they have to pay all their fucking workers more, and they're not getting that cheap labor anymore, which is why you get affordable food. You get affordable food more affordable food and drink because you're not paying for the service. Like, you're paying a tip for the service. So you paying your 20% tip on your bill, you would end up paying more for each item that would equal more than what a 20% tip would be on your bill if they just paid us, like, $20 an hour. Yeah, they're just punishing the server for something that's literally like, it has nothing to we're just we just found a job. And I always say this, and people also will say, "Well, I need to find a real job." Okay, so what happened during COVID was that when restaurants kinda shut down or whatever, a lot of servers started finding real jobs, right? And do you know what that resulted in? Every restaurant you went to, even still to this day, 3 years later almost, every restaurant being understaffed. Like, in the higher end restaurants, I think they've kind of found their way back because people can make money there. But these, like, chain casual restaurants, like your Chili's, your Cheddar's, your Texas Roadhouse, your Applebee's, like, all of these places, all of those people that worked there when COVID hit, they found real jobs, like, that, like, that everyone been saying for so long, find a real job and, like, make money that way. And now that people still wanna go out to eat, people still wanna go eat, now they're understaffed, now they're complaining because service is slow. Now they're complaining because the restaurant's understaffed. Well, you just told these people to go find a real job, you don't wanna tip them, so go find a real job. So they did, and now there's no people working there anymore, and now you're pissed because your service is slow. I don't know. So this is something I always say, and I think I'll say it till the day I die. There are a million jobs in the world, and there is a purpose for each and every one of them. And at the end of the day, we are all humans. Some people's job on this planet is to be a brain surgeon and to fix people's brains when they're broken or they need help, right? Some people's jobs is to scrub the toilets in the mall, you know, to keep the restrooms clean in the mall. Some people's jobs are to work on the construction of the road, the road conditions out in the street because there's stuff messed up out there. Some people's jobs are to run the Twitter app and make sure that everything goes according to how it should go. Some people's jobs are to work at the bank and be the teller. Some people's jobs are to be the electricity person who's setting up your electricity. There's so many different jobs out there, and if you just eliminate one altogether, like, for instance, a server at a restaurant because they need to go find a real fucking job and, like, all the servers are now gone because they found real jobs. Well, guess what? You can't go out to eat anymore because there's nobody to take care of you. So it's people's logic with stuff like that is just so twisted and such bullshit, and it like really grinds my gears. I can go off on this shit for hours. At the same time though, like I think servers get a bad rep for just like complaining and like being like negative Nancy's, like whatever. And oh, Jessica, we just talked about that. I had that situation literally a couple days ago. And I mean, thank God my manager was cool and was like, no, I'll write it out of your sales. But then my boss, nobody got paid. None of my support staff got paid for that table either at that point. Like at that point, I kept my $11, but none of the service staff got paid. And it's bullshit. Um, what's the thing? Oh yeah. But servers get a bad rep because people are like, you know, y'all complain a lot, you did whatever, y'all need to suck it up, da, da, da. But at the end of the day, like the job actually can be like, it can be kind of fun and it can be like fulfilling. Like me, like a guy that I'm talking to kind of put it like this. Yesterday when I was talking to him, excuse me, he was like, when we go to work, it's like we go out. And I was like, and he's like, I looked at him sideways and he was like, no, let me explain. Because you're out in this atmosphere, people are having a good time, doing their things, whatever. You're getting to just like kick it with people, meet new people, chat it up, hang out with them, but you're also just bringing them their food and their drinks and stuff, but you get to just like kick it with people and get to know people and have fun. And I was like, yeah, like you're actually kind of right about that, like if the people are like not being uptight or whatever, then like the job's actually pretty fun. Like I've had like some really fun shifts where like my tables are like on brunch shifts are just gonna have a good fucking time and party. And it's like we're popping bottles, we're popping bottles. We're having a good time. It's fun. Like there's good music playing. Like, but it's when people get uptight. Like Mr. Kitty's stressed about the situation. It's okay, baby. We still will always make enough food, baby. He knows. He knows that if mommy doesn't make money at work, that he doesn't get cat food money. I tell him that there's always money for cat food. Mr. Kitty, don't worry. Don't worry. You'll always have cat food money, baby, because people watch our YouTube videos, and so that's how we pay for your cat food money. That's how we pay for your cat food, is from the views. Oh, baby. He's going, brrr. He's saying thank you to you guys. So every time you watch a video, every time you send a super chat or super thanks, or Mr. Kitty, you're going to knock over the thing. Don't do that. Every time you guys join Bell Army, you watch a video, you watch the ads on the video. You do all the things. You help pay for Mr. Kitty's cat food. He is appreciative of that. Isn't that right, Mr. Kitty? Yeah, it is, right, baby? Toya says, I said the same thing about waste management. People think they are really doing something by throwing away their trash, but if someone doesn't take that trash to a landfill, yeah, exactly. Like, there's a job for the tail thing. Okay. There's a job for everyone. And like, it's people are like really like entitled and like just annoying, aren't they? Some people's jobs are to entertain you by making videos online. There's a job for everybody. Somebody has made everything you're looking at. Somebody made this cat thing a million years ago. By the way, this thing is super old. Someone made this a million years ago. By the way, this was my mom. Let's look at this thing. This has a dual. Oh, so this thing. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It's a cat playing a drum. Mr. Kitty likes it. And it's this thing was actually my mom's. She had this in her office at work for years, like since I was a kid. And then when I got my all my mom's stuff, because now if you guys watch my channel, you'll know my mom has Alzheimer's, so she lives in a nursing home in Dallas and she doesn't work anymore and all that stuff. When my aunt gave me all my mom's like old stuff, I found this and I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. And it's like this is like such a kind of like almost like a tacky, cheesy little thing, but I love it, and it has, like, such nostalgia for me because I just remember this being in my mom's office every time I visit her when she would work and stuff, and at a certain point in my life, it was, like, at my house at one point, and, like, so it's just like a stupid cat playing a drum, but it's so nostalgic for me. Anyway, someone made this, right? Someone's job was to make this is what I was getting at. A million years ago. So someone has to make everything. I'm not well-to-do or anything, but having been a server, I always tip 20% unless something is really bad. And every year around Christmas, my boyfriend and I save it for a nice date and tip the bill. That is really, really special. Oh my God. I love that you guys do that. I love that. You know what? I'm going to talk to the guy that I'm talking to, and I'm going to we're going to go out and we're going to do that. We're going to go out and we're going to do that. Maybe we'll plan it out to where he pays the bill and I pay the tip, but I tip the bill, or vice versa or whatever. I mean, it wouldn't really matter because it's the same thing. That would be so awesome to do. I love that because I've actually have I tipped the bill before? Yeah, but not at an expensive place. Not when it's if it's a nice dinner, I have never tipped the bill. But I've tipped the bill at lunch for myself sometimes, I tipped so a few weeks, maybe a month or so ago, I went to this restaurant called Chewy's, which I think is expanding to other parts of the US, but I think it started off in Texas as a Tex-Mex chain. I think they expanded. I know they have some other places. They have them in Florida for sure, because I've seen them. There's one by my dad's house, but there was a server. I went in there just to kind of work on some video editing and just have a quick lunch or whatever and just hang out. And the server was just beside himself. He said he had only been working there a week, and he was by himself on the floor, and he had 10 tables, I counted, and they weren't all in one spot. They were all over this big fucking restaurant with multiple rooms. And I felt so bad for him. And he was just doing the best he could, running around. I could tell some people were getting annoyed with him and stuff. Honestly, he was for good reason. His service was a little bit slow. I had to wait on some shit. But I just he just had the best attitude about it and was just it's my first week on the floor here. Oh, by the way, they're closing this location in 2 months. So he just got hired at this restaurant. Find out after he got hired, they're closing the location in 2 months. Is the only server on the floor after they've been after he's been training only on the floor for a week. Probably because everyone's quitting because it's going to close in a couple months. And it's I felt so bad for him. So my bill was $30. I tipped him $45, which was, so I ended up spending $75 on lunch that day. But I wanted to do something good to pay it forward, to him because he was going through it. All right, you guys. Well, we have been on here for about an hour and 8 minutes, and that is, I think, all I've got time for today. I've got to get packing, you guys. I think my goal for the rest of the evening, I'm going to pack up all my handbags. I'm going to pack up all my different, except for the stuff I use every night for my face routine. I think I'm going to pack up all my other moisturizers and serums and stuff from my bathroom and get all that stuff packed up. So I think I'm going to do that. And yeah, that's where we're going to be. What time is it? Do I have time to go to Home Depot and get boxes? Although I found out that Walmart's cheaper for boxes. It's $8.30. I could go to Walmart and get some boxes. You know what? I paid almost $2.75 per medium box. At Home Depot, but then I went to Walmart and I got a box that might be just the tiniest bit smaller than the Home Depot box, but it was only $1.80. So I think I'm gonna go to Walmart and buy the rest of the boxes because they're cheaper there. Anyway, I need more tape too, and I need a Sharpie. I've been using a regular marker, but it's not I don't know. I just have this thing in my head where I feel like when you're writing on moving boxes, it should be like in that super fat, thick, black permanent marker. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The one with like, it's like copper, like tube, and it has like a little black lid on it. I feel like it needs to be written in that. So I want to try and find a marker like that and then like rewrite on all my boxes. I just use like a regular like blue Crayola marker and I feel like it doesn't look right, which is like such a small thing, but I want to be like really organized about the move, and like you guys should see like all my boxes and stuff over here. Like it's all like very organized. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Jessica, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it, you guys. I probably will be live a couple more times this week, just because it's, if I'm just being honest, I got a lot going on, and coming on here and chatting with you guys is just a little less effort than filming a video, editing a video, doing all that, and yeah, I do have a couple drama videos coming this week though, so stay tuned for those. And we'll be live some more. And then starting starting on December, like after I moved in, so like I'm moving in the 21st, and I think it's probably, I'm gonna film, obviously get a few videos out that week. I want to for sure be back to 7 videos a week for December for Vlogmas. So, and we talked about this before, I still am planning on doing a Christmas Vlogmas style video and a drama video every single day in December. So 2 videos per day in December. That's the goal. We're going to see how that goes. It's going to be a stretch. It's going to be a little tough. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. I will see y'all later. Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of the live. This is one of the last times you'll see this set. So RIP to this set. This will be here. I mean, this will all be here. I don't know if this is going to be in the new set. I have an idea to put something else. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much for coming in, and I appreciate you guys. And yeah, love you so. Bye.